And then there are the Mavericks. So Dallas is actually the only team in tonight's two games to make the finals in the 2020s. But we all know what's transpired over the last 9 months to get the team to fall to 17th in title odds this season. Now, ESPN Analytics tells us that at this point in the year, the Mavs have a better chance, and again, it's early, but to repeat as the #1 overall pick in the 2026 draft than they do to make the playoffs. So Shams, as the fallout from the Luka Doncic trade continues, how are the Dallas Mavericks planning on moving forward past this Nico Harrison era?
Malika, this franchise is moving away from Nico Harrison's 3 to 4 year championship window and toward trying to find sustained success and sustained growth around Cooper Flagg and youth. And to that end, sources have told ESPN that the Mavericks will be listening to trade calls for Anthony Davis and seeing and exploring his value. And for that, health will be the biggest key because not only for the Mavericks to evaluate Anthony Davis over a lengthy period of time, an extended period of time on the court, but for other teams that could have interest in him to see what he looks like when he's back, what this team looks like when he's back. A lot of evaluation to come around Anthony Davis the next couple of months.
What Shams just said could end up being one of the most important developments in the league this year. Here's why. Anthony Davis' value may not be as high as you think it is, because when you talk to people around the league, they say, hey, he's going to turn 33 later this year. He's due a contract extension potentially next summer. That might scare some teams away. And the fact that it's just harder for teams to trade. But the reason that could be interesting is that that might bring the contenders into this. Teams that may not have been able to trade for Anthony Davis a year ago may be able to trade for him this year. And that could change the balance of power, Coach, in the Eastern Conference.
Hey, first of all, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you.
It's great to be back working with you, and first team All-NBA hair right here.
That's
amazing.
Coach, you're on my heels right now. I'm not gonna lie.
What about first team all handsome?
Okay, perfect.
You know, you talk about Dallas and you talk about Kyrie, you talk about AD and the injuries. If I'm Jason Kidd, right now my focus is on Cooper Flagg, right? So much has been made, the #1 pick in the draft. I think he has 5 straight games of 15 or more points as an 18-year-old. Let's not forget how young this kid is. So I can't worry about who's not available as a head coach. I have to focus on the task at hand, the guys that I have at my disposal, and he is the future of this franchise. I don't know what's going to happen to Shams and Brian's point. I do know that Cooper Flagg is going to be there for many, many years, and we have to do everything we can to help that young man develop and nurture him along the way.
The Dallas Mavericks are a joke. They're a joke. They are, the most embarrassing organization in sports. They are, right now. They're the most embarrassing organization in sports. Dysfunctional at its finest when you look at what's going on in that organization. This used to be an organization that people used to want to run to. Now this has become an organization where people is running away from. And when you think about trading your international superstar, Rob Pelinka, trading away a used Volvo to get back a Rolls Royce, and then all of a sudden you fire Nico Harrison, right? And then you come down and you look at this situation where they're talking about, possibly going away from Anthony Davis. What is really going on in Dallas? It's called lack of leadership. It's called embarrassment. It's called dysfunctional. And it's a damn shame because this organization has been one of the best organizations in the league in my eyes when it was ran under the proper ownership and ran by the proper front office.
Well, Coach, you just said Cooper Flagg's name. Sources just told me Cooper Flagg will miss his first game of his NBA career tonight against the New York Knicks. He's been feeling sick over the last 48 hours. We know he's been banged up as well, his thumb, his shoulder. He has averaged 17 points a game since moving to 4, but he will be out tonight.
When you
He's
feel
out
sick with all this going on, wouldn't you be sick?
Cooper Flagg's missing this first game here tonight. All right, Shams, thank you so very much for that insight.